And one. All right. So we are live now. Appreciate you. I have Jeff Reichl on the call. What's going on, brother?
How's it going, Eric?
I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for being on here with me tonight. And obviously, wanted just to thank you for being part of our course. The reason I have you on this is because you're another student who's excelled and taken our program. And you've had a journey, right? You've had a journey now, and now you're getting your wings up in the air, and you're pretty much taking off with your own business. So I've been excited to hear your success, and I wanted to share that with everyone who has not taken our course. So Jeff Reichl, you're from Bushkill, brother, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I originally went to school. I'm a school counselor. I've been a school counselor at high school for the past 17 years. Um, I'm also an associate athletic director for a middle school, so I deal a lot with sports as well. Um, I've always kind of had I was intrigued by entrepreneurship, so I've always kind of wanted to kind of have my own business. Just never really knew how to start it or what kind of business I wanted to dabble in. So when I saw your post for this class, I thought, oh, that might be interesting. And, obviously during COVID, you kind of, nothing's for granted, no matter how many years you've been at your job. So you kind of have to diversify your income. So
Yeah.
I thought this would be a great opportunity. I could work from home. And if it takes off, see where things go.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you came initially to our first class, though, if I remember correct. You were part of our very, very, very first class. It was a seminar that we gave in person back in 2017.
Yes.
And, obviously it was way before this world that we live in Zoom, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, with a lot of the changes that has happened
Mm-hmm.
globally. But, that's the best part of being humans, right? And that's why we're the alpha predators, because we adapt, right? We make sure that
Correct.
we find ways around to getting
Mm-hmm.
around. So, you took our first class back in 2017. And, what was your experience with that one versus this new class?
So the first class was, like you said, in person. We received a credit repair book that had a lot of good information into it. Um, However, the processes were a little bit more complicated and just kind of struggling to kind of pull credit reports and get started on it, building leads, those type of things. So the new class definitely totally different, very simple. I mean, it was step-by-step instructions. You really can't mess it up. And I'll be honest, I'm old school, so I didn't grow up in technology, so the technology that I've had to use has been very, very simple and easy to use. So if I can do it, like literally anybody can do it. And it's so simple to pull someone's credit report, review it, dispute it. The whole process from soup to nuts is like all there in a nutshell. And you really can't mess it up.
Excellent. So for those that are going to be watching this, right, let me just explain. In 2017, that very first class that we gave had a completely different process where we were teaching our students how to get directly into each one of the credit bureaus individually. And that was very time consuming as well, right, Jeff? So what we did was we started implementing this state-of-the-art software, and now we're teaching people on how to use that step by step, how to get results, how to give a consultation. What Jeff is referring to is that through this software, you can immediately access all three credit bureaus almost instantly, right? And within a few minutes, now you can see everything on all three credit bureaus and give your clients pretty much an analysis on their whole report on all three bureaus instantly. So there's no jumping in through different websites or going to contact the bureaus individually. They come in all at once, which saves a lot of time, especially as a business owner. I'm sure you can understand, right? Time is money. So the fact that we're making it more efficient, over the years, and now that everyone's on Zoom, there's no barriers, right? Because I remember that initial class, we had over 100 students drive from all over parts of the country. I remember Virginia, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, all parts of Pennsylvania and Harrisburg. And that was located here in the Lehigh Valley of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So imagine, we can obviously train a lot more people. In the most recent class that you took part of in August, it wasn't just a 1-day seminar, and not only did we train you on the software, but we were training on the dialogue, how to look for affiliates, where to market leads, how to generate more business, where to go and get a website, how to get a logo, right? And you just showed me a presentation of your website, which looks beautiful, and it was just through the things that we went through, right? It was almost like copy and paste.
Yep. Very simple, because I have, let me tell you, if I had to build a website from scratch, that's not my forte. I can admit that. So they make it very user friendly. And the other thing too, I would add to the new course is just the dialogue between the students. Like, we kind of have our own little cohort, and I set up on Mondays at 9 our own little Zoom meetings that we kind of support each other and bounce ideas off. So it's not like one of those webinars or a seminar that you're going to pay for professional development.
Right.
Take it and then, okay, great, good luck. It's really like an ongoing, you're really committed, and it's an ongoing process, and it's a support system that lasts beyond when you take the seminar.
That's excellent. So, good thing you brought that up. In our initial class, we weren't using the social media tools that we're using now, which what Jeff is referring to. We created a Facebook group, right? So now we can have a community of the students that are bouncing off ideas. And like Jeff said, once a week we do Monday night webinars. And I know that for the future classes, we're going to have pretty much those same tools to give them, because that's a huge advantage. Imagine, I remember when I started credit repair, I didn't have someone to go to. So having a community of dozens and hundreds of students, in the future, because this is going to keep growing, they're going to be able to give each other ideas. And I know you've shared a lot. I've seen other students share a lot of stuff about results, what they've done to get those results, how they're disputing different accounts. And, those questions come around the clock. So, pretty much everyone's on top of it. We're helping each other out. We're almost looking out for each other because we understand what it takes now. And that's beautiful. I'm glad that you have access to that.
Yes. And like I said, like you said, it's nice because, other students in the class, they might be doing a dispute and like, oh, I came across, a bankruptcy or a student loan, or what, having simple questions, or, has anyone had experience with this? Like, what should I put for this? And it's nice to just have a quick response back, and everyone kind of helps everyone out, and everyone ends up being successful in the long run. So
Absolutely. So, I'm excited to see that, your success is going to be flourishing in 2021. Any advice you would give to somebody who's contemplating taking this credit repair course, because the future course, they're going to have their class, they're going to have once a week, webinars the same way you did. They're going to have, contact to us, through Facebook, that community, the training seminars, we're pretty much breaking up the training now, Jeff, into videos so that weekly they can get their tasks done and then follow on to the next week and follow up with us as well once a week. So what would you advise to somebody who's thinking about maybe starting a business from home? I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why you wanted to do this, you said, right?
yes. I would just say, again, with COVID, I mean, who knows how long it's going to last or what the future. I mean, back in March last year when they shut everything down for 2 weeks was what everyone thought 2 weeks. So then it turned into months and months. Like, who knows what the world's going to be like. And,
Yeah.
you know, I work in the public school system. So we've been back and forth between in school, remote, and, just from in my profession, what they're saying is that life is not going to be the same after COVID. Like, there's going to be a lot more people working from home, a lot more people doing Zoom meetings and things like that. And this is a perfect opportunity for your own business. And, you know, think about with investing in yourself. So, we spend a lot of money on different stuff throughout the course of your life. And, maybe you went to the store and you had an impulse buy and you bought this or you bought that. So when you start to add up all those little impulse buys, it adds up. But if you take that and invest it in yourself, you really can't mess it up. And it also makes you feel good about yourself because it's not just about the money, but you're really helping people. Like I've help numerous people and different situations. They maybe need a car and they need a car loan, or they're trying to buy a house. So, you know, I don't think people realize how important your credit score and your credit report are. And so, not just about the money aspect, but just kind of educating people to kind of help them. So,
Yep.
yes, you're going to make money off of it, but you're also helping people. So
Yep.
it's kind of like a win-win.
It is a
So
win-win.
that's kind of really what motivates me. You know, yes, you see dollar signs, but you also are helping someone. And when they respond back, like, oh, my credit score went up, 50 points, and or I got approved for a loan, like it's a good feeling that you help somebody out. And it's really, there's really no overhead to this. So
Good.
in starting up most businesses, you have overhead. There's like most people have a laptop. So if you don't, they're dirt cheap. You can go to Best Buy or wherever and probably pick up a cheap
Pick
laptop.
up
They're not
one for a few
expensive at
hundred
all.
bucks. Yep.
Right. So, and literally everything's online. I mean, they've made it so simple that even mailing out the bureau letters,
Letters.
you can
Yeah.
use another system for that. Like
Yep.
you literally don't have to have any supplies other than a computer and just yourself to be able to talk to people. Like it's very, very simple, and it's worth the
That's
investment. You're going to make your money back. Definitely.
that's awesome. I mean, speaking on investment, how long do you think it took you to make back your investment on the course?
Between the course and some of the other supplies, I'd say probably about a month to a month and a
Okay.
half.
Okay. Excellent.
So,
Okay. Excellent.
which
So
when you open up a business, if you were to open up a business, you're lucky if you make it back in a year. So, I mean,
correct. I was just going to
right.
say that, a lot of businesses do, take a lot of money. I know one of our business partners for the academy obviously does real estate because of
Mhm,
knowing and understanding credit, like you said. And we
mhm.
have focused on that too, and that requires a lot of money, to make obviously some big returns, but again, it requires a lot of money up front. And in this business, the investment compared to what we should be charging more likely for this is right, not comparable. It's great. It's a great value, I should say. So I'm excited that you're doing so well. And now, how long have you been in business fully?
So I established my company with an LLC in September, which, as you know, the course that I took was August, like the end of August. So in September. So pretty much I started really hitting the ground in like the mid September ish.
Okay,
So
excellent. So then
yep.
October, November, now we're in December. Beautiful. So that's another 90 days. Good for you, Jeff. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see what happens for you in the upcoming year. Obviously we're always here for questions if you ever need anything from us. I appreciate your time, because the future students are going to see this and say, hey, that's great. This guy took a course, took a chance on himself, and now he's doing very well, because that's the whole point of this. It's helping people out. I know that when I started this business, it organically grew for me like that, because, I didn't necessarily start it as a business. It was more like helping my friends and my family. And once they started getting approved for different things, it just became a word of mouth that I couldn't stop. It almost exploded even without me trying, just because I was doing good deeds for other people and helping them improve their life. So awesome for you, brother. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say to the students? Any
No,
last
I
thoughts?
mean, just hey, invest in yourself. I mean, it's a great opportunity, and you're not going to find other opportunities out there that are this easy and like cookie cutter. Like it's step by step. It doesn't require a lot of overhead or anything like that. It's very easy to just start and hit the ground running.
Yep. And as long as you have internet, you can do this business from anywhere.
Yep.
Thankfully, I've been able to travel, because of this business with my family, because they have, Zoom meetings and Zoom classes now. It's crazy. Even there's, the teaching and the learning that my children are getting is through Zoom, right? Themselves every day. So the fact that if they can learn that way, we can teach others that way too. So, and I've been able to do my business that way and travel and experience life, and without limitations, because the internet is
I
so
was just going to
powerful.
say, I think one of the important things too that you brought up is with the internet. Like I have network with people from California and other states. So I mean, you can spread your business so much more than you could the old fashioned way where it was just
Right.
like only the people you knew in your little community. Like there's 370 some million people in America. Like I mean, literally it's limitless. Like
I know in my town alone, there's over 118,000 people. So
Mhm.
imagine, just if I targeted my town, it would be crazy. So either way, Jeff, I appreciate all of your time.
Yep.
This has been a great interview with you, and,
Thanks.
great student spotlight. Want to
Mhm.
give you a props and shout out, obviously because you pulled ahead and you're proving that this can work for others. So thank you again.
All right.
All right,
Thanks.
Jeff. Thanks, man. Have a great day.
All right. You too.